Hola, hi fashion doll lovers. My name is Christopher y bienvenidos to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the newly released and previewed dolls from Integrity Toys from their online event, 7 Cents. But before I get into sharing my thoughts on the event, for those that are new around here, please consider hitting the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I have new content relating to dolls, fashion, and everything in between. Now, let's get into today's video, shall we? Before I start talking about Deepest Desire, I just want to mention that I will not be mentioning the prices for any of the dolls in this video. I figured with them being lottery dolls and not really sure if any are going to make them out of the club, tickle in my throat, I just figured I would keep that information out of this video. So, with that being said, let's get into the first doll. Deepest Desire. Dahlia Root. I am not good at pronunciation, so don't judge me, okay? And in my mind, that doesn't sound right. But we just gonna move on. I'm going to go ahead and insert the stats right over here. She is a Victoire 2.0 head sculpt. Body type is East 59th Street 1.0. Foot sculpt, high heel, skin tone FR black, and hair black. And if you're wondering why I'm looking that way, I have my notes over here just so I can remember the order and the things of this video. I've planned and I've organized, okay? Now, let's get into the doll, shall we? Okay. I thought, I want to choose my wording carefully. My first initial thought was, oh, it appears she wants to be a part of the FR Boudoir collection. It seemed and felt like a look that felt very relatable to that collection. Secondly, I don't collect East 59th Street, so I don't really keep up with the styles of the character and their like development. But from a lot of my friends that I speak to and that I collect with who do actually buy East 59th Street dolls, they felt that she was safe. They felt that they've seen the screening on her, they've seen this hair color, they've seen this style. So everything about her to them felt safe, and it felt like an easy pass for a lot of people just because the creativity just wasn't there. And I also have to say that as well. I thought that going with a lingerie set was a safe way out. When I thought of Deepest Desires, I was like, oh, it's East 59th Street. Maybe give me like a Marilyn Monroe moment, like a slip dress with like a feathered boa where you can see the garter. You know, there's so many different ways, I think, in my mind for Desire. That's the first one I went to. That I felt that giving us the lingerie look was a little safe. And I don't know if it was the best way to start the event due to how safe it was. It didn't give the best appetizer, I'm going to say, for that reason. It was one of those themes that you were just like, oh, that's kind of obvious. And as a creative, especially collecting dolls, you kind of want to see what they can do out of the box. And with this doll in particular, it felt very in the box. So I leave it there. And with that, I move on to our second sin, sloth. So now we have a monarch. We have Pablo Moreno. Head sculpt is Pablo. Body type is Ohm 1.5. Skin tone is Hungarian. Hair color is silver ash. This is the doll that I have probably the most to say. And yeah, there's a lot to be said here. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and insert a side-by-side of the one that I own, the Pablo that I own, because my first thought when I saw this one is, wow, he feels very similar to the one that I have. He might have like a 5 o'clock shadow, that's what it's called. But they're both Hungarian. I looked that up. And although the first had like this grayish black thing going on and this was a blonde, something about them feels just very similar, and it's not different enough to jump at it. And that's just me talking about the face. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I understand that the theme is lazy, pretty much, and that we were going for leisure lounge, as he is called. However, something that I've been saying to myself a lot in life lately, and I could be quoting this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong to those that are bigger fashion heads than me, is there's a saying that says Coco Chanel always says to take one thing off before leaving the house because you might have overdone something. This design was one of those things. I don't know where it was okay to have a loud print and an intricate cut together. That print was way too busy for that design. And let me tell you something. I love the design of the outfit. I love that the back is cut out. I love that it's wrapped. I love the concept of the design. It just to me wasn't presented in the best fabric slash print, because the bigger issue is the print. I think the fabric, which is probably like a fake satin, or I don't know, we don't talk about fabrics much. The fabric itself isn't a problem. It's the print and the styling also. Now, close your eyes and envision him with me briefly. He has these brown shoes, which are really random compared to the coloring of his print. Okay, I'm gonna go with the brown shoes. I'm gonna use the brown shoes as my inspiration. How about I keep the design of the top and the bottom? I switch the print for a solid chocolate brown, right? And instead of giving me a random faux fur rug, because it's random, give me a sheer sleeping robe over the brown chocolate outfit. And then maybe make him in another skin tone that isn't Hungarian, maybe Latin, to spice it up a little bit. I think the print really lowered his luxury. There was a chance there to make him luxury, and it missed the mark for me. And I would say here right now, I would join this lottery, but I'm joining it as a project. And I'm okay with that. Something that I've accepted about myself recently, especially with collecting, is I think I'm slightly addicted to customizing my dolls, and that's perfectly fine. That's just my world. I kind of like it that way. So when I see him, I just think of a project. And right now, I'm not in a place for projects. And that's where I'm going to leave that comment. So, with that being said, we are going to move to our third sin. Envy. Turning green, Poppy Parker. Insert stats here. Head sculpt, Poppy. Body type, Poppy 1.5. Foot sculpt, high heeled. Skin tone, FR black. Hair color, black. We are introduced with our first of two Poppies in this event. Yes, you heard me right. There was two. Now, what I will say about this Poppy is my first initial thought was, ooh, this is a very cute outfit. My second thought was, oh, I can see this being worn by someone at FR. Then my third thought was, oh, she kind of makes me feel like she complements the Poppy that Jessie Ayala designed. There's something youthful, something holiday, something current about the styling of this look. Even though it's still very much within her era, there was just elements, I don't know, it felt like I kind of wanted it to be a fashion pack, and I kind of wanted to take the risk and try it on a new face. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, I could see it working on new face. Obviously not the shoes. The shoes don't work. But everything else. Poppy, I think for the first time in a long time, really had me contemplating some things. Where I was like, as a person that likes to restyle his dolls, this particular outfit had like a lot of things to check the box. I personally love green. It had gloves, been wanting gloves in different colors. The purse, spectacular. The jacket definitely can be reused. The simple silhouette of the green dress underneath the coat, fabulous. What am I missing? The jewelry, emerald green and gold. Chef's kiss, loved it. And that is rare. For those that are subscribed to my channel, I don't usually talk about Poppy in such a high regard. So this, I must say, really took me. She gave me slight bit of envy, I guess, because I was like, oh, I like this. I would like to play with this. Just not on Poppy. It's not my cup of tea. It's just not. It's not. But with that, we move on to our fourth sin. I had to look because my mind was losing it. And our fourth sin now is greed. Offer me Poppy Parker. Stats are as followed. Head sculpt, Poppy. Body type, Poppy 1.5. Foot sculpt, high heel. Skin tone, FR white. Hair color, light blonde. Now, there's nothing wrong with a brand having more than 2 dolls in the event. I'm gonna start there. However, and I feel like I say this a lot, Poppy has so many friends that we don't ever see. And although I don't collect the girl, I would still like to see her friends get a little bit of love. And I say this like maybe for Turning Green or Envying Green. Now the name already, Turning Green was right. Maybe Turning Green could have been a different character, and All For Me would have been Poppy. Like All For Me really gives me Poppy vibes, while Turning Green did not. And I almost feel like that should have been a different sculpt. Because even in my notes, it's like same sculpt, same body, same foot sculpt. The only thing different is the skin, which funny enough, one is FR black and then was FR white. One has black hair, one has blonde. Like it just felt very kind of polar opposites as per usual with Poppy. And I feel like we don't get to see her shine with her friends. And now I've digressed away from this particular doll because of how distracted I get with her being back to back with the same sculpt when there are so many sculpts in that line that could be used. Not here nor there, maybe for another video. Back to Offer Me. My first initial thought with this doll was K-pop. I don't know why, but something about like the pink outfit and the hair in the ponytail with the bow and the bags and the shoes with the socks, it was given K-pop. And I love me some K-pop. I'm more of a fan of the boy idols than the girl idols, but whatever. I think this one was very on brand. Turning Green to me was not so on brand, and it caught me off guard how much I liked it. Although I do like this concept and I do like the styling and where this went, I feel like this particular doll is very Poppy and this is very on brand from her. And it's good. It's a good thing to be on brand sometimes. And in this case, this kind of felt safe, kind of felt very Poppy, very clean. There isn't much to hate because it's really just there for you to like. Personally, that's what I would say. But that's really all I gotta say about her. Like, there's really not much, you know. The outfit isn't like groundbreaking. The shades of pink aren't groundbreaking. It's clean, it's safe, it's cute. She sells us the theme. That's really it. But before I end this video, because I'm not going to do this video in 2 parts, just like the event was, I want to feature the Poppy Parker fashion pack and shoe pack in this video. So let's take a look at the special offers. Let me correct myself. Sinful bonus pack, as they called them. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, again, looking at my notes, are the Gathering shoe pack, which is a 7 shoe pack. Oh, it also includes a high-heeled foot lower leg in Japan. Gotta put that in there because you're gonna see it in the video. You're probably gonna be like, wait, there's something else in there. Yeah, that set of lower legs are included. Can I just first tell you that Poppy Shoe Pack had quite a few shoes that I was really into, and I'm going to go ahead and insert them in this clip because I was looking at that fashion pack like, is this really Poppy's fashion pack? Did we get confused here? It was giving very FR New Face, and I was kind of like, what happened? Something else I would say, and this is an assumption, I obviously don't work there, so I don't know. When you look at both shoe packs, and we'll look at the FR1 in part 2, if you look closely and you like step away from the event, you're like, were these leftovers from the Pride release earlier this year? Because the shoe packs are very colorful, and this event in theory is not very colorful. I mean, the Poppy dolls have had like signature colors, very monochromatic, but overall the event is more sinful. It's a little bit darker, it's a little bit edgier. The shoe pack does not reflect that whatsoever. It's like, again, the colors of the rainbow are in there, and I'm kind of like, thanks for giving them to us. I would really like to see some of these in New Face and FR shoes, because there's some shoes in there, as you see, that they should be in my closet for my girls, and I already know these won't fit, so someone do something, okay? But they didn't stop there. They also offered us a Poppy Parker fashion pack named Devilish Fashion Pack. Now, interestingly enough, I can see the devilish vibe in the fashion pack, but I look at this fashion pack and then I look at Turning Green together, and all I think about is Christmas. There's something about their styling that look like they were meant to complement each other, and I almost in my mind want the Turning Green as the fashion pack and the devilish fashion pack as the doll for selfish reasons. Let me be transparent. I've already talked about Turning Green, and I told you how much I really, really, really loved that look, but I didn't really care for the doll. And here I'm getting a fashion pack, and I was like, oh, if only you would have switched them for me. You might have had me, Poppy. You might have had me. Similar to Turning Green, the silhouette of the dress is very simple. We're at that like cocktail length. The accessories work well. The cape is actually a standout. I do know it's the main feature, but it really is a very beautiful cape. So once again, with this fashion pack, for personal reasons, I would have loved to see it on a doll. You can give me Turning Green, but that's just my opinion. I actually think it was a very well-presented fashion pack, and I am appreciating that in 2023, we have been seeing more accessories and fashion packs, because at the end of the day, there are fashion dolls, and some, I'm not going to say all of us, like to restyle and play with fashion, so it's great to get those available with the collection. And if you're looking at everything as something complimentary, as I just mentioned, if you get Turning Green, I can see you mix and matching from the Turning Green dolls items and the devilish items. And honestly, I could still see you take some of the items from the devilish fashion pack and using them on Offer Me with the pink and red, very Valentine's. You can work that out there. You can. But that is the end on part 1 of my thoughts on the 7 Sinful event online. That's probably not the name, but that's what came out, so we're just gonna rock with it. We really are. Stay tuned and put on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever part 2 comes up. It should be shortly.